You need to do this before planting onions. Your harvest will be abundant and of high quality. Besides preparing the soil for cultivation, it's also important to properly prepare the bulbs for planting. Start by selecting the bulbs, checking for any damage or disease. Then, sort them by size to ensure even growth. Soak the bulbs in water at the right temperature about 2 to 3 weeks before planting. Use water between 110 to 120 degrees, and leave them for 2 hours. Another soaking method is a salt solution. Add 1 tablespoon of salt to a jar of warm water and soak the bulbs for a maximum of 30 minutes. Then rinse them several times in clean water. You can also use wood ash, which contains valuable minerals and protects the bulbs. Add about 9 ounces to 1 gallon of water, mix well, and soak the bulbs for about 2 hours. These methods will help your onions stay healthier, more resistant to diseases, and sprout faster. I'll show you how to stimulate pepper seeds to germinate within a few hours. Sprouts will appear as soon as the next day. This is the fastest method for germinating seeds. You'll need pepper seeds, cosmetic pads, and boiling water. I'll take the seeds from a fresh pepper I bought this morning. Look at these little seeds. Each has a tiny tip. That's where the root emerges when the seed germinates. The seeds need time for this area to soften and release the root under the influence of moisture. So take scissors and cut off this part, but just the tip. Do the same with the remaining seeds. Look again. Cut only the protruding tip. Don't cut too much to avoid damaging the seed. Place the seeds on a cosmetic pad. This alone will speed up germination. On the second pad, I'll leave the seeds with intact tips. Now prepare 2 bowls. Pour hot water into one and cold water into the other. Fold the pad with the seeds and grasp it with tweezers. Now, the most important part. Dip the cotton pad with the seeds into hot water for 3 seconds, then into cold water for 5 seconds. And again, dip it into hot water for 3 seconds and into cold water for 5. Repeat this process 5 times. This naturally stimulates the seeds to germinate. In spring, the soil warms up during the day and cools down at night. By soaking the seeds alternately in hot and cold water, you trick them a bit and accelerate their growth. I'll do the same with the pad containing intact seeds. Place the soaked seeds in a cup. Pour a little water to moisten the cosmetic pads with seeds. Cover them with another pad. Cover with plastic wrap. Place it on the windowsill if the sun is shining. You'll be surprised by the result the next day. On top, I have the pad with the seeds I didn't cut. And at the bottom of the cup are the seeds with the trim tips. See how they look after one day. They've sprouted. Seeds have never germinated this quickly before. Trimming the tips and using boiling water made the seeds start germinating within 24 hours. On the second pad, the seeds haven't sprouted yet. These are the ones I didn't touch with scissors. So try the method with scissors and boiling water as soon as possible. Nothing pleases an amateur gardener as much as quickly germinating seeds. Since I've been having back problems, I've been using a broom for planting. Also, prepare some empty bottles. You'll see that planting has never been easier. Let me show you a great trick. Cut off the bottom of the bottle. Then, make 4 incisions on the remaining part, but not all the way to the cap. Cut out 2 sections from the 4 walls created by the incisions. This will create a peculiar funnel shape with 2 longer sides. Repeat this process with the other bottles. Cut off the bottoms of each bottle and make similar incisions as with the first bottle. You'll find that the longer these 2 sections are, the better. Get a broom or a brush ready. It can be an old one or something you don't use. The longer the brush, the better. I happen to have one like that. It's important that it has a pole attachment. Get rid of those synthetic fibers, remove them all, or at least the outer ones. Place the first bottle edge onto the brush. Ensure that the longer sides wrap around the brush and the bottle's edge is beneath it. Attach the bottle to the brush using hot glue. If you're using a wooden broom or brush, a staple gun will suffice. Attach the subsequent bottles in the same manner. Since this brush isn't too long, 4 bottles were enough. And there you have it. Attach the pole and head to the field. Take the bulbs you're planting. Mark the holes with your bottle brush. The soil should be well loosened. You don't have to bend over to mark the planting spots. Place the bulbs in the holes and cover them with soil. And that's it. You can make such a marker yourself in a few minutes, and it will be just what you need. Brilliant, isn't it? And this method works well when you have limited space in the garden, but still want to grow beautiful carrots without thinning. Let me show you how to prepare these containers for planting. Peel off the seal of each container, but don't throw them away. Pour some water into the bottom. You can do this indoors under the tap. After a while, they'll soften. Then you can make a hole in each compartment of the container. Once they dry, they're ready to use. While the containers will soften in moist soil, this method is good to start with. The seals will serve as bases. Fill the containers with soil. Take carrot seeds. The best ones to use are pelleted seeds. They're larger and easier to handle. I happen to have regular ones. You can also use this method for parsley or radish seeds. Place 1 seed in each compartment. Press them into the soil. Sow carrots into all the containers this way. Take the prepared containers to the field. If you have raised beds, this method works perfectly. Just line up the containers next to each other. I have 10 of them, so I'll arrange them in 2 rows of 5. Cover with a layer of soil and firm it down. You can also lay out the containers in rows and plant onions between them. This will ensure exceptionally successful yields. I no longer buy cucumbers from the store. I grow my own seedlings at home. I cut a cucumber in half. As you can see, it contains fresh seeds. I fill a pot with soil and make a small indentation. Then I place 1/2 of the cucumber into it and cover it with soil. I set it on a sunny windowsill. To ensure the cucumber seedling grows healthy, remember a few simple rules. First, provide a sunny spot, as cucumbers thrive in warmth and light. Water regularly, but avoid overwatering. The soil should be moist, not wet. Use fertile soil, ideally enriched with compost. It's also beneficial to gently loosen the soil around the plant every few days to give the roots access to air. Once the seedling grows larger, consider using supports to help it climb upward. Most importantly, keep an eye on the plant, as a quick response to pests or diseases is key to a successful harvest.